Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Snackbox. Hope you all are having a great day. For me, right now, it's Sunday. I had a not so good weekend. I'm suffering a little bit from my allergies, from my pollen allergy. And shout out to all my allergy sufferers out there. Stay strong. This is the time of the year where it gets a little bit annoying and uncomfortable, but we're gonna survive it. Okay, so in today's video, I want to talk about this champion training tournament that is going to start tomorrow. And in this tournament, we can win a Lydia soul. Now, there are a few things that I want to attack when we're talking about this champion training tournament. But before we dive deeper into this topic, let me give you a suggestion. If you are a spender in Raid Shadow Legends, you might want to consider saving some money by using Aptoide. Aptoide is a third-party platform for apps. It's basically another app store where you can download Raid Shadow Legends. And the cool thing about Aptoide is that you get a bonus percentage on every purchase back as app coins, which you can reuse for future purchases. And yeah, it's very nice. You can unlock different tiers. You can get higher percentages back as cashback. Also, they have perks, monthly perks on specific days. And on top of that, you can use my personal promo code, which is SNACK5, and that way you can also support me and my channel. In my opinion, Aptoide is the best platform to spend money on. Now, I don't want to encourage you to spend. If you are a free-to-play player, that's perfectly fine. But if you are already spending on the regular, consider using Aptoide. It really, really saves you money. All right, but now let's get back to the video. So the champion training tournament. What do we know so far? So the champion training tournament is starting tomorrow on May the 19th. As we all should know by now, you can get a perfect soul for Lydia. Lydia is a very nice champion. Everybody used her or uses her still. She's in top Hydra teams, top Chimera teams. She can basically just help you everywhere. In dungeons, clan boss, curse city, everybody will get her at some point. Or most people do have her already. Faction Wars has been out for quite a while now, and a lot of people do have Lydia, so the competition will be quite high. But let's keep on reading. So you will get points by upgrading levels, ranks, ascending, and using skill tomes. Now, if you manage to take first place on the leaderboard in your group, 100 players, so every group will have 100 players, and you're one of them. During this tournament, you will earn Lydia's perfect soul. The higher your level, the higher the rank of the perfect soul you will receive. So from level 31 to 40, you will get a 3-star soul. From level 41 to 60, you will get a 4-star soul. From 61 to 99, you will get a 5-star soul. And if you are a level 100 on your account, it will be a 6-star soul. Now you can also see the minimum points required for each reward. Obviously, it's going to be lower for lower levels. Another important note you can see here, if you take the first place but you did not earn the minimum points required, you will not receive the perfect soul. So definitely keep an eye on that if you're going for it. 20,000 points. I'm just going to go for the level 100 tournament since I'm level 100, and from my perspective, 20,000 points doesn't sound like a crazy amount. But the thing is, as I already said, a lot of people do have Lydia, and she's also used in a lot of teams. Hydra teams, Trunda teams, Chimera teams, dungeons, pretty much everywhere, right? So the competition will be very, very high. Now, a 6-star soul for Lydia can be very nice, but she will not be that impactful. Now, you could theoretically use cruelty on her and decrease the defense of the bosses and so on, and deal quite a good amount of more damage. In general, I would prefer a 6-star soul for a speed booster or somebody that is dealing damage. But yeah, still very nice that they do a tournament like this, because it's a free-to-play champion and you have a chance to get a 6-star soul, which is quite rare. I don't know if they did this already. I can't remember it, but a 6-star soul is very, very hard to get, very, very expensive, and nice that we can get it here through a champion training tournament. I hope they continue doing more things like this for more free-to-play champions. But at the same time, the competition is going to be very high since it's a free-to-play champion and everybody has her. Everybody, I'm just over-exaggerating. And that means, it's going to be harder to get. Now, you're maybe asking yourself, should I go for it or should I just skip it? Now, the thing is, let's take a look at my champion training resources. So as you can see here, I have a couple of 100 brews, nothing crazy, 14 barrels. I have a couple of chickens, Some of you might say, wow, this is a lot, but it's really not if you compare it, to some other accounts. There are some crazier numbers going on. I'm not even over exaggerating. I'm just, stating facts. And I can show you, for example, here a picture of somebody, that is well prepared for champion training tournaments like this. And there are quite a few players that do have, brews and chickens like this. So it's actually not that easy to get this soul. A lot of players prepare for this by soloing dungeons, for months or even years and stacking up food champions until they, see a champion training tournament like this where they get a soul or a champion or something that is nice, right? Something that is worth the effort and worth the resources. And the thing is, if you have numbers like this, what I have here or less, the chances are very, very slim, that you can grab this Lydia soul. So me personally, I'm not even thinking about it to try and get this Lydia soul. The only scenario where I would go for it is if I would hit easy group, and that's basically it. Other than that, I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to invest all my chickens and brews and all that, and because it's simply just not enough to compete with a majority of players. We are going to have 100 players like you and then 99 in one group. And yeah, the chance that you get somebody that has more brews and chickens is very, very high. Oh yeah, I also forgot about books. So you can also use books to get points for champ training tournaments, but that's also something that I wouldn't do. I would rather save them for CVCs. Now there is a little way how you can, try to manipulate in what type of group you will be put in, right? So once this, champion training tournament launches, it will basically just throw everybody in a tournament group that is online. At least that's how I think it's working. So as soon as you log in, it will throw you in one of the groups. Now, one thing you could do is just wait a couple of hours, like log in on that day, do all your daily stuff that you have to do, throw out all your energy, try to go below the cap, do your clan boss stuff and all of the things, that you would normally do. And then before this champion training tournament starts, like 10 minutes before that, log out. And then just wait for a couple of hours or, how long as you wish. So everybody else that was kind of like waiting for this champion training tournament to start so they can throw out, crazy champion training tournament numbers are already in a group, and you might be facing, weaker opponents. That's one thing you could do, to maximize the chance to get a easier group. Now, if you want to go hard on this champion training tournament, I would definitely suggest you to first spectate. Now, there's a few strategies how you can win these champion training tournaments. Some people start off, strong with like 40, 50k points to scare other people away. But if you don't have more than that in your backhand to push even further, the chance that you get sniped is very, very high. For those of you that don't know what sniping means, is that somebody will just put out more, champion training points than you at the end of the tournament. So closer to the end, so there's not enough time that you can catch up. And that way he can basically, snipe this tournament and get the rewards. So if you're, starting strong with like 30, 40k points or whatever it is, and you don't have more than that, don't even try, because the chance that you get sniped is very, very high. In my opinion, the best way to do is spectate, first day or so. I'm not quite sure how long this champion training tournament will last, but probably a couple of days. So you should definitely, or in my opinion, that's the smartest way to do it. Spectate for the first 2 or 3 days or whatever, and just see how the players are moving in there. And if somebody is already putting up 50k points, and you are, maybe able to get to the same amount, but not really higher than that, then you already know, okay, I'm gonna skip this. It's not worth the investment. I don't have to use my brews and chickens and all that. I can just save it up for a future upcoming champion training tournament and maybe try my luck there. So don't rush things, It's better to spectate a little bit and get a feeling of what kind of group you are in. You can also, for example, if you're going to this champion chase tournament, and what you also can do is just scroll through here. And, if you see somebody from the top clan, then the, chance is very, very unlikely that you can compete with this player unless you're at the same level. So that's also another thing you should do, just check the 100 players that you are in with in a group and see if there's a threat or somebody that can easily outperform you. But yeah, if you're going for this, I hope you get an easy group. If not, there are a couple of things you can do to prepare for champion training tournaments like this. And the best thing you can do is try to build a champion so you can solo dungeons. And that way you can stack up a lot of food champions over the time. A lot of players are doing this, over years already. And they have quite a few, 5-star champions like this one, for example, just sitting there ready to be used for whatever champion training tournament is coming. And this is just the result of farming dungeons solo over a longer period of time. Also, for fusions, you might want to, avoid using brews for champion training tournaments or for champion training tournaments in general, not only for the fusion ones. So that way you have those quick points ready to go for champion training tournaments that matter to you more than, whatever champion training tournament there is. I have to say I have been using quite a lot of brews in the past couple of fusion champ train tournaments because I just didn't have the time to farm campaign over and over again, and I had to use my energy in other areas. So I kind of like did not try to save my brews for those tournaments. I just used them whenever I felt like it, but I also don't go below a threshold. I always like to have around 400 brews of each type, and I'm trying to use less and less. But sometimes, you know how it is, I just don't have the time to farm campaign or whatever it is, and then I want to just get the champ train tournament done, and then I'm using brews. But that's also something, that plays a huge factor in those champ train tournaments because you can snipe somebody really, really quick with those brews right here. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment it in the comment section below. Also, if you're going for this champ train tournament, I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully you get an easy group and you can grab that Lydia soul. The chances are very, very slim, but at least there is a chance. And yeah, if you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel and also hit the thumbs up. It really helps me to grow the channel. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed and see you in the next one.